plenty of these teams. Thundertalk, though, however, taking a very, very chilled out approach over towards the north side in Bamboo. They've got a 4-man split over here. Ulf also towards Stadium. But it's 4thrives, actually. You got IQ getting very, very close over towards Geeke, and that is their player to go for the recalls. So he wants to get past there without harm, without pressure. But Hazaifa already opening up over towards Coops, of all people. Come on.
And they might not even need IQ out there to go for the recalls if they can take this fight. Looks like they have lost one player already, though. Nigma Galaxy trying to turn things around as well. But as you say, they've lost Coops right off the bat. And Ralph's the next to fall. Goes down to Hoxie. KIYA Everybody gets stuck in. This is what you see on Rondo. It is madness in the Ox Factory.
Nice.
A big nade threaded on up, and it's finding 1 and 2. Falak charges on forwards, and they're cutting the rosters in half. The volley back through the door, though, puts him back in his place, and Hazaifa has to hold it down. Satan around the corner. Hazaifa needs to hold, and he's good for 1. Ralph can't quite connect either, and now he has a 1 versus 1. Ralph is low, and he finds it. Hazaifa keeping him safe. Falak back on up.
The spray comes through, and 4thrives looking good, looking neat on this side of the map. I like the play from Falak as well. Insane grenade, banked off the doorstep, but knew he had to jump up there quickly because KRX was stealing away all the eliminations. 4thrives start off the game at a 4 elim count. It looks really mighty strong. Furia were able to get 1 in the process. Most teams getting back up again, but the biggest disappointment so far is Nigma Galaxy. They lost all 4 players in the first minute of the game.
You can't be doing that. That is not good news. And on such an important map, they get no points. They didn't even get that refrag, losing repeated challenges. And I don't know if they lost a player on an outpost, if they sent someone away, if they committed. We're on board, though, with Flower trying to get the spray down. Furious giving it a good go. And Maple is there, looking to take down the crossing, does so effectively. And now KIYA have to find something else.
Maple looking sweet like syrup in that engage there now, looking over towards KRX. Benny down low on his belly, moving out with the JS9, see if we can get done with that. Reverb comes through with the M249 over towards the Tanky. KOP though is clapping back over towards Reverb. To see. Benny spraying through the smoke at the moment. It's a pretty awkward bit of terrain to work around here inside the building.
Hoxie and Binny trying to hold down the angle. The smoke's keeping them in cover for now. Just constant harassment from Maple. Pushing them back and forth this way, that way. But he's allowed his players to step in towards him. Maple goes low, but doesn't quite connect. Nobody's hitting the shots, and finally Hoxie falls. Maple wants to flush, and will be able to find it. Scarpering around the corner now to get away from the rest of the fight. He doesn't want any more to chew down on. He's already done bits.
Through the smoke there, everyone was suffering. Benny's currently on fire as well. This is a nightmarish area to be in with the sidelines available. It's all a bit awkward. Maple will find another. I think he was able to secure that as well, which is nice to see. Hazaifa does go down, but so far 4thrives have been living over on the southwest side of Neox. KOP pulled back almost immediately by Orangutan there. Oh, the predict. Heard the M79 going off and just thought he would spray on through. He has been a monster inside the Neox factory so far, and he has been producing those eliminations coming straight off the end of the conveyor belt.
It is now neck and neck on eliminations from the hot drops, and it looks like the 2 titans of Neox Factory want to get stuck in against each other. Falak charging forwards there. Maple looking for the heals. He's allowed to get the first aid kit off, but still has a health disadvantage. The S12K in close range could prove to be pivotal, though, as Falak opens up for the charge around the corner, goes wide, and what a swing from Falak. Up and into the air, hopping about, the bunny rabbit bites.
I mean, the S12K versus the JS9, I mean, it's sort of even, but you would probably eke that out with the S12K there. Oh man, I mean, that's Falak all over though. The guy is criminal when it comes to those 1v1s. Looks good though, and finally our observers are like, yeah, let's take a look at the other portion of the map so far, because it has been hectic over towards Neox. Fury's still playing on that south side of it though. You go flash on screen. I think a team that struggled in the past this year. I mean, they are looking to get a little bit better into this one, but they were a rookie team at the start, and they have been plowing through into some of the most prestigious tournaments of the year. So we've got to give this team time, I would say. Well, we're off at the moment, Scarface. I can spot a marble on the top of the mountaintop. Looking to do exactly that here. Figure out where these teams are playing. He has a team just down towards the south, but right now in the flash.
It's interesting that Ulf have left Kelsey out over towards Stadium, right, for that recall tower this late when they have got already such a prior position. Furia looking to go for a challenge against Thundertalk. Already hitting him so low. How do you hit those? Ayala, beautiful. Now looking to go big with an aid. Does a lot of damage. And the Molotov to follow it up. Pinches him into the corner. And they know what they're playing against. It's just easy for Furia.
That's cool gameplay there from Ayala. The perfectly placed molly. Has to drop down. Doesn't have time to go for the first aid. And notices that the pin had not been pulled for a long time there at all. So he just sends her out the side. So he thinks to himself, you know, I can just step up, go for the shot through the window. It's good awareness. I mean, Ayala played in quite a few different teams. Glad he's found a place here on Sour Furia. Main look good as well. So far, 5 elims for them. Only one behind the top squad currently in 4thrives.
4thrives with that elim over towards everybody else pretty much in Neox Factory do still have this top spot, but it's a question of now getting into the circle for them. The 4thrives, they may not have the easiest time of it out on the western side. Goat's team challenging, getting the spray over towards Gaming Stars. Rolex does go down. Not fully flushed just yet, but you imagine it is only a matter of time here. And Rolex, yeah, that's going to be confirmed. Recalls are going to start to get harder now, Blank. Teams are starting to take position on priority recall beacons, and it will be more difficult to find your way towards them. So eliminations are going to start to stick.
There they are. For Goat there, 477, actually Unreal player, by the way. If there's anyone you want to watch on that team, it is 477. He has had some amazing moments in the past and had a bunch of elims on site. Now we get a nasty circle shift over towards the east here. Cuts through with the river, the water in play. Orangutan actually made a decent rotation before this, try and get central and get some high ground off the back of that one, despite actually having some fights early on, which is quite cool to see. But now they've got a tough approach here. Realistically, they want a western shift on this next circle. Because this keeps going over towards the eastern side, towards Hua Sing, as well as Muhopan. You're gonna have a bad time off the back of that. Right now, All Game is the only team that really has a solid spot over there, but you do have Thundertalk coming in from that northern edge towards Muhopan. We'll wait and see. This is definitely very much one of those situations where you're looking for stage 3, how you want to play this one out. For KRX, we're gonna try and take both sides. It's greedy, I like it though.
I mean, it's worth a go. Bini now with that outpost on the western side, the only player to have crossed from that central position. You don't want to be on the back foot when it comes to getting across here, and I feel like they're going to be looking to send more players on through. Bini creating, with the destructible terrain and the explosive bow, creating a nice little divot for himself. He can start to play around that, cover off the sight lines, but actually popping the vehicle in there as well. That's going to protect the tires.
You know what? I actually really do like that. I think here on Rondo, the explosive bow and arrow could be unreal, just for terrain destruction in general. Creating little divots to play on demand with that. It's quick and easy compared to the nade. Ayala still continuing on the warpath here for that team. They're fairly central to Igor's moving up now from test track. I think he might have just dipped out to go for a loot crate. I'm not sure.
I have to see if he's going to catch that one on the loop. Aurora taking position again, looking to stay fairly central. They're more on the south side of things, but they have got this beautiful high ground on the top of this mountain to overlook over to everybody around them. Will be pretty tricky. I'm also keeping an eye on 4thrives, who have yet to really make an entrance. So far, most of what's happened has come off of their test track and Neox Factory hot drop in terms of their point scoring, but now they have to push in from the west side, and we're getting back into bread and butter PUBG Mobile for them, and so it will be interesting to see what they're able to achieve there on the west side.
On board with Aurora still, though. This team's had some difficulties over the year in terms of tournaments. I mean, PMMI, they had a really dominant group stage, though. And I think that was one of the promising things to watch because it really was a dominant group stage. Obviously, didn't have that quite same success over towards that finals, but I think for Aurora, certainly trying to keep things under wraps at the moment. Just feels like finals tends to be a little bit scary for this squad so far, despite having like such confident players on side. I mean, you watch the walkout there from Aurora and you're like, honestly, these guys feel like the veterans of this tournament. Obviously, we get to see Alpha 7 coming out, but I would honestly say for Aurora, yeah, they are the veterans of Group A at least. They're the guys that know the most. They're probably the guys that with the least nerves coming out onto the stage.
I think so. I think they do. They have got that story. I mean, Top Doc, Ziol, Reefus, like just such storied names coming on through from the region. But you're right, they had that little bit of a downturn, and there has been criticism levied, I think probably most specifically at Doc, in terms of the way that he sometimes splits out, plays too separate, doesn't play with the rest of the roster. It felt like maybe he'd found some fixes to that over the course of the last year and a half or so, and hopefully they can be learnt from and move forwards. Because Aurora did just do a little bit of a wraparound and have gotten far more central onto this next circle.
Yeah, I think it's hard, right? Because at some point you have to look at the rest of the squad as well. Kelsey on a mad dash out there. I am surprised he is still kicking at this point. Heart must be racing. Finally, he is taken down there by Ziol. The rest of the team not able to help, but you do need to start looking at some of the other players on Aurora. I don't think we can put all the blame over on Doc, because a lot of times that blame comes his way, because when he goes down, the team suffers because of it, because he is so good at the game. Win will find top on a nasty little headshot, actually, just peeking over the top of that ridge side.
A really nice cut across comes through from Aurora there. I mean, we caught the end of that rotation as Furia were taking that volley of fire. But Aurora, from the south side, went around Furia and into the south point of Ulf. It forced Ulf to regroup in an unfavorable scenario, which has led to them losing a player. And it's put them under a lot of pressure. They are in nade range now from Aurora, who can start to levy this central position.
I mean, the more nades thrown at Aurora, and the ones that don't hit are just providing more divots for them to play in towards. So this is actually not the worst thing in the world. Emergency cover flare also brought out off the back of this one. Circle did shift back over towards the western side, which Orangutan's quite happy with, playing over towards the northwest. Gaming Stars do lose Rolex. A couple of players brought back into the game, though, so we're still at a solid 55 count on players.
Yeah, we do have a couple more minutes of these recall towers being active, but they are starting to get difficult to find. I mean, RRQ currently sat on top of pretty much, I think, the only one in the zone. The Muho Pan recall tower is technically accessible, and maybe you could get out there, but it's all the way over there. It's much more likely you're going west out to the Bamboo recall tower. But I don't think that the last player for Gaming Stars is going to be able to get anywhere near them, because there's a solo trapped in the middle. Does manage to extract a point against Flash, though, on the north side. Deploys the emergency cover. That was a real sound effect coming on through. I liked it.
It's a sad image there of Satan, honestly. I mean, fair enough. I mean, Enigma Galaxy must be devastated off the back of this match. Head down. You know, you just got to pick yourself back up onto that next match, but it's 12 matches, John. It's not a lot of time you have to work with here. Ooh. You really, really do need to get a move on. So I think for Enigma Galaxy, they realized they just lost out on one of the highest earning maps over these 2 days, and there's only 2 of them. So they're really going to put in the work over the next 11. I said they look confident coming into this one. Maybe less confidence, all right? Maybe we do need a guy on the outpost.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's not what you want to see. We did also see X-Force rejects coming in from the west side. 4thrives cut across them. I think they took 2 of those players. And now these central divots are going to get really jam-packed if they weren't already before. 4thrives taking a lot of ground on the west side, and they're going to put pressure on the back of the players in the middle. But RRQ are trying to weather the storm of nades being sent their way by GOAT Team, and it is not going well. A lot of points taken away as Bootsman moves forward to try and take them down entirely, but not quite fast enough. Bootsman falls, and now it looks like GOAT Team are under too much pressure. They've sent players too far forwards, and they might have just overextended.
think RRQ is actually able to get a res beacon off. Actually, yes, they were. So only Nerf now left alive here. Gemforce is flying in. The rest of the team drops directly back on top of their own bodies. Viren goes down instantaneously. RRQ, the reinforcements arrive, but immediately become cannon fodder.
But it's slowing down. Will these reses come on through for RRQ yet again? A nade over forces Doc back off the ridgeline, waiting to repair top because he's on super low HP right now. It was a Furia knock, and they're not going to be pushing over just yet. Furia all too happy with their position, so it is resable. But RRQ have been given a little bit of respite to get themselves back together. But the ordnance keeps on pouring through. Doc with a molly in hand. They're burning them up the hill behind the cars now, and the nades displacing them. But the reses just keep on coming, and RRQ are 4 men on their feet.
I think they're further behind is because of this nasty little bit of terrain. Some of the nades are bouncing high there, so the airbursts aren't doing quite as much damage as Aurora might hope them to do. But what a play from Nerf. Honestly, really, really well done to RRQ. It's not often you get to see a full squad reset in moments like that and directly back onto your own loot crate, so you lose effectively nothing other than giving points over to a different team. But yeah, incredible stuff. Really, really incredible stuff.
A lot of damage done. I mean, RRQ was sat on top of, I think it was a pretty much last second recall coming on through as well.
Yeah.
Just before things got shut down for RRQ.
That's up to him.
A really pivotal play coming on through because they are now shut down. So no more recalls. We're stuck with the players we've got, and it's only going to get fewer from here on out. At the moment, Furia, who have been doing a lot of work from their south position, are back on top in terms of elim points. They're up to 9 now, Blank, and they have still got a really important compound.
Yeah, Fury's been doing fantastically well this game. They haven't really slowed down all that much either. For 4thrives, you're talking about they're only playing on that western side, but goodness me, look at the space that they're currently holding. They've got a big old playground to work with. Unfortunately, the circle does move over towards that east side. That is awkward ground to play as well. We saw it earlier, where currently Ulf is playing, as well as X-Force Rejects. Pagoda's in play here for KRX to try and work off the back of now. The flash forward. Tops goes down to a nasty nade from Hoxie. Now he's looking to unleash one more here behind the Willow.
Bose and Zeus on the inside. Only 2 players now left for the flash. Hoxie tries to make the cross, but it's cut through. Will be taken down as Zeus steps out for the spray. Confirmation there, and that's going to leave them lacking on the numbers. It looked like a good opener, but it now needs to be converted. 3 players on the outside for KIYA the RX. They've lost a little bit of momentum there. Hoxie gets a little bit too quick with it.
Bose pulled taut on the top side right now as the nerves run hectic in this team. Bose drops another nade out, though. It's perfect over towards QEZ. It's a bouncer. It almost gets Trey there. One nade goes up, and Bose will fall to it, leaving just 1 player alive now for the flash inside the building.
Vinny is tunneling his way towards the Pagoda right now, leveraging that explosive bow and arrow, but he is in. A lot of damage brought his way, and it's Orangutan who chime on through, getting that headshot coming on in, a clap back from India.
WizGod sending shots far down towards his south side. And this could be a good entry point now for Orangutan. If they want to go for it, they know they've opened up. They're sending Aru a little bit further forward, trying to scout this position. You can see him now off in the distance, but KRX currently, they're getting the reset on. Oh my God, there is no way!
What? 2 go down and flash full. It's a melee in the middle of the Pagoda there, but nobody's set to charge on in, and KRX may be able to keep all 3 of their players alive on 7 elims. On the east side, they've got a deep shot on this game.
I'm in for the flash. I love the play. I love the play. I like the confidence. Chest puffed out there to the maximum. Unfortunately, they weren't quite able to flex hard enough there versus KRX. Furia moving in. They have a lot of teams to push on through. Chief looking over towards RRQ. Silence not able to make the push as RRQ has weathered a lot of storms so far. They've brought their brollies today.
Oh, the mad dash, though. It's not going their way. RRQ is suffering. Aurora's starting to step up to the plate and get those points on board. Doc's been spotted, but just stays still. Playing dead there. Doesn't want to become it either. Looks like he's staying safe. RRQ still alive, just about. See if they can get back to their feet as Furia lose the final player. And they go down. 9 eliminations and no placements. That is going to be their points total for the game.
All gamers creeping up on the south side. They got further to go. They stop off over at this building. This is not in. Trying to keep the vehicle safe at least for the time being. Zol goes down. RRQ, goodness me, man. I don't know how this is happening. I don't know how they're still going, but the adrenaline is flowing on the side of this squad at the moment. Up to 6 eliminations now, but they need some more points off the back of this game. They've done fantastically well to stay at where they have. GemForce moves forward with the JS9. Right now, Reefus, though, he's pulled off bigger clutches than this before.
He's a 1v4 though on the lip of this one, and it's going to need to be pushed past as well. They want to disengage here, but Reefus is low. I imagine his utility is starting to run down too, and the backlines are now being harried. In comes AG from this south side. They need to move past this as well. The question is, do they want to get involved? Reefus still stepping forwards, still looking to leverage the ridgeline to play around, but it's not quite connecting, and the backlines make it all the harder. Unfortunately though, for RRQ, they keep getting pressured, and into the backlines they go. Flowers there, and with a full 4 on the back, it's even harder for Reefus, but there's off angles. So many off angles, chiming in time and time again, and Reefus is still alive for Aurora.
Causing problems, Gaming Stars, Maniac looking to set a wild grenade over the top here. Through to All Gamers. Maple still on the front line, still looking good for the team. They lost XZZ fully. We can see here Maple currently working with 5 elims so far. How is Reefus still alive? RQ worried to push on through him every single time he steps up. Seems to get some good damage done. Juzaifa finds a nice nade though, and that might be an entry point for them on the southern edge. IQ though again.
A big nade barrage coming in on that southwest side, and RRQ still under pressure. More nades pouring on in. They have weathered so much this match, but it may just be all coming to a close here. Getting out of this ditch might prove to be just too much. I think that may have been Reef chiming in, but all gamers will go and take down RRQ where so many could not, and Reefus is still alive. Is he going more? I think so. Stepping up for the spray, looking to do damage, and there is plenty left to do.
Reefus, iron wall between every team in this side lab. Pulls out the shotgun, can't quite make the connection. Liu will find another 11 eliminations right now for All Gamers. They finish scrims, they're here to play.
So at 4thrives though, on 11 themselves and 4 players alive, they're looking deep on the western side. Move in behind the GK split. It could be huge if they can take down Kevin or Ragnarok. That is a huge opener for them, and they've got the ridge lines to play around. I don't think it's not
Flower Withers versus KRX on the southeast side. We'll look for a res off the back of this one. The KRX coming out of the pagoda is a bit of an awkward rotation for them. They have alerted All Games to position, but they're dealing with res in a process. Scarface finds KRX. Ulfa's still going, actually, surprisingly. A couple of players head Scarface on board, but these guys have played together for a very, very long time. Nades bursting in front of each other's faces at the moment. Balak looks to send away. He's heading over towards X-Force rejects. He's rocking up, gets forced forward. There's absolutely no way they make this work, and 4thrives still look phenomenal, still look good. 13 eliminations. Balak basically ice skating over the top of them.
But on the back lines, it's GK who surge over the top and take half of 4thrives down. More players start to fall though, and it's going to be up on the north side. Orangutan may be missing a beat, not trying to take over the northern hill, whilst GK was super committed to that western edge, and GK can now sidle back on through. I think it's GK's game to lose here, Blank.
Potentially, but for Orangutan, I respect this gameplay. You want to get further into those matches. You want to see more of these games. This is the way to do it. So far, their rotations have always been the thing we've praised them for. And this look good, but it's those eliminations that they are lacking on right now, down to 2, but they can make up for that later on in this game.
13 eliminations for 4thrives, and All Gamers on 12 as well. Already up in that 4th place. It is great matches for these two teams already. As Falak under pressure from Liu, doesn't quite finish the spray down there, has to go for the reload, and actually over the heads comes the backup from GK, keeping 4thrives in it for just a moment longer as Falak gets the heal off. A really prescient push out coming on through, but sidesteps those as well. The spray's just not connecting on it.
Oh, Falak is cheeky, man. I mean, the run out there, trying to get some more information on it. It's a good nade. Burst between the two of them, though. Not enough damage done right there. Knocks on one of his own. It goes behind. Won't quite do enough damage there towards Flower. Sends one to the side too. That one bounces far enough, I would say. Hits Liu. Sadly, Falak will go down to Ragnarok in the back lines. Gives time potentially for all gamers to get their player back up again. That is a disgusting Molotov, though. A double on top of it. Falak surely goes down off the back of this. IQ incredibly low. Pulls out the extinguisher, though.
Puts them in the pressure cooker. And IQ just about stays alive. Falak did fall in the process. Flower now moves forwards, but KIYA have sightlines onto the angle, and IQ keeps shimmying away from this one. He's got a Molotov too. Where's it going? Over to the structure, over to the building, and Flower's caught in it. He's taking tick damage, but I think he's going to get it. The burn does come on in and confirms the flush. Flower steps out wide. It's not going to make it. Top 3 for IQ. And KIYA just about keep themselves as 4.
I mean, for KIYA, I said at the start of the game, they looked real confident. There maybe wasn't a lot of people expecting too much out of this squad, but they have sticked as 4 hero from Rondo. Like I said, easy for Bad Boy. That guy is a rising star. And now it's KIYA versus Orangutan. At the end of the game here, IQ still in, and 4thrives is at least guaranteed a 3rd place. And with 14 eliminations, they have had a fantastic run here on Rondo. Max might need to eat his words a little bit, saying that this is not their favorite map, because it definitely feels like it.
Or if it's not their favorite map, I am scared for everyone else moving on to Erigel and onto Miramar as well, because if they outplay themselves here, there is no chance for anyone else. KIYA looking to marshal their positions on this north side, getting that loot crate up there as well. They are chilling right now as we're waiting for the circle to start to push them in. Orangutan be very quiet. 2 eliminations only so far, Blank.
I'm trying to weather it out. Down on this side, they got the divots in play. Not trying to silhouette themselves too much here versus KIYA. Easy for Bad Boy consistently moving to the top. I think he's a clear idea. Sadly, there's not a lot of space to split here for Orangutan either. I do believe the circle will just pull them in. I don't think KIYA is looking to make any mistakes going forward. Oh, IQ will go down. But again, this has still been a fantastic match here for 4thrives. They end this match on 19 points total. The big thing about this, though, is 4thrives, their days usually live and die by their Rondo, by their first map. I think this will give them the confidence to give the run a real good one throughout the rest of the day.
I mean, and we're looking at getting into the grand finals here as well. Top 5 is where they should be setting their sights, so a good start like this is brilliant.
One good day for 4thrives, honestly, could be the difference maker. We know how many points they can put up in a single sitting.
They've done it before. Will they do it again? Will they catch everyone unawares, or left lacking? But now, Orangutan down the hill. We're being quiet. KIYA, with all 4 of their players just still alive. Neither team on huge elim counts. If KIYA managed to pick up all of these points, they would just about beat 4thrives points total on this match, but only by the 1. Able to get up to a maximum of 10 elims and 10 placements would put them on 20. Orangutan still just staying quiet, playing in those divots, waiting for KIYA to make a misstep, but I don't think it's coming.
Yeah, for Orangutan here, it's a hard push. They're forced to use util here to try and shimmy their way upwards. Vehicles in play as well. I mean, WizGod can try and play distraction, but it's going to be a hard thing to pull off. Now there's down to 2 in AKOP, as well as Aru underneath. More nades trying to use to create a little bit of clamber points here for the squad, but Easy Bad Boy has rough idea, rough position. AKOP is going to go down to a perfectly placed Molotov on himself, deny those points. Aru will go for it, and again, that is the way you've got to do it. That's the way you got to do it. If you're playing as Orangutan here, you don't want to give extra points across. That could be the difference maker between you not getting in and making it through to those finals.
Absolutely. I mean, they deny those points towards the end. And actually what that does is mean that 4thrives take the top spot on the points this match. KIYA sat down on 18. They weren't able to claim everything there. But a great start for a lot of our teams, getting some pretty hefty elimination counts there. 4 teams looking to breach into those double-digit points from this game. It is a fast start. And when you're playing on a 12-match set in order to qualify, that is brilliant news, right? Because each of our teams over these group stages looking to play those 12 matches. and it will be the same lobbies moving forwards over these next few game days. Very happy to see them go on through with those 12.
Honestly, for all gamers, though, this is a really impressive run for them. I think it was very well played, and Flower looked very good in those situations. Liu had some real standout moments, but my goodness me, Maple, what a guy. That Neox Factory start there was lovely to see. Sadly, couldn't quite tango with Falak. That was our final moment. That was a little bit anticlimactic with the boys just denying the points, but KIYA will grab themselves the first win here on Rondo.
Brilliant to see. That's exactly how you want to kick things off. And again, not to rub salt in the wound, but we did see a little bit of difficulty coming off the bat for Enigma Galaxy. But the story really now is focused on the chase for the top 5. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. We'll be back and ready for the next match.
Championship. To this, they didn't try and right, exactly. This is exactly right, because
honestly, he is. It's much time.
Well, we're swapping with some other illustrious casters later on during.
As we head down towards the southwest side of the map, and man, this circle is far over towards the western side. We're cutting out a lot of space very quickly. We also have a ton of water down towards that southern edge. We are squeezing our players in. It's also a weird rotational path for a lot of our teams on that north side, because they got to come past Everest, decide how they want to play around with that. Do you want to play west coast? Do you want to try head down towards that south side? However, you can join Mr. Uzumaki himself. Jump in over with the Naruto event.
Make sure that you head on into the game, draw for the Naruto character, the Ninetales Fury AUG. Looks mighty impressive. Some of the game mode has been brilliant to play around with as well, so I hope you guys are enjoying that and leveling up your ninja skills.
Honestly, it's been good. It's been good. Some of the best skins we've seen in a long time. I can't tell if that's because I'm a big Naruto fan or not, but probably is. A little cute Kurama pet as well, which you can get your hands on, which I really want badly. And Max keeps teasing me with it every time he pulls.
Do you have a
favorite?
Do you have a favorite jutsu?
Rasen Shuriken, probably. Just because that is the most. When it was first shown, I think it was like the most brutal jutsu ever used on the show.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, that's actually really ruined that guy.
He had a bad day.
And then Naruto had to go to hospital because of using it.
Oh, that's,
like, yeah.
That's a lot of power.
It was hardcore.
That's a lot of chi.
It was hardcore, much like the boss in game right now, which is also very hardcore. Not easy to defeat. You really do have to come together as a group. So get in game. Take part in the event. It's fantastic.
It is. It is. We are enjoying it, as we are enjoying unveiling these teams in this arena here at the PMWC at the EWC 26. Ragnarok getting his cardio in on the push bike for GK. I imagine that will be traded out as soon as he can for a motorized vehicle. Pedal power.
Coach corner.
Oh, yeah. Take a look at the coach corner. That's the GK coaches coming on in.
Hello, boys.
Hope you're doing
Wave,
well.
please.
Oh, he did wave.
Did they wave?
He pre-waved.
Oh.
Yeah.
Peace sign.
Hell yeah. That's what we want to see. Ragnarok. I mean, the sound of the bike moving is really quite relaxing. And I feel like you can't relax in a situation like this. So I hope that they aren't going to be going for it. This is a little bit more, you know, petrol and exhaust fumes that you need to see. The pace coming on through for GK to channel that previous match's momentum.
Exactly. Is that what I was going to talk about? They've just come off a great game. They currently have fantastic control over towards Gatka. They could even pick up God Compound if they wanted to. It's a little bit of an early send towards it, but with so much space being cut out here already on the map, I don't think it's a bad idea to full send, which is, looks like what they're currently trying to do right now. I mean, what's the biggest harm? It doesn't head down towards that south side just to figure out where else to play, but you do have prio on this, so why don't you just go for it? 4thrives, they like to start over towards yellows, which is yellows between yellows and Ferry Pier, which I always thought was quite a weird drop spot for 4thrives. So I think they used to fully commit over towards yellows. They didn't really step into Ferry Pier as much, and now because they've got a lot more tenure underneath their belt, they're like, hey guys, you stay out of Ferry Pier from now on. That's our corner. But for them, this is also a fairly easy rotate, sweeping underneath. Not a single team over towards Sosnovka though, John.
No, nobody went all the way down south. I mean, the plane path didn't really promote that sort of rotation. And I mean, as you say that, actually 2 players from 4thrives have gone down to the military island to, I assume, get a little bit more loot on board. Maybe protect a little bit of a rotation from that east bridge, which is maybe accessible. I feel like that's a bit of a long shot in terms of like what they're maybe trying to do. It feels like a looting mission, but they're going to waste time. They're going to lose pressure against teams like Furia pushing in from the east side, and teams from the north, as we're on board with Ulf, maybe pushing into the hills on their north side.
Yeah, you can grab more loot down towards Sosnovka. There's nothing wrong with that. I think for 4thrives as well, they're going to be coming into this game looted, but they know that when you get up towards these fielded areas, you really do need the util. You need the smokes to make your way on through. Like I said, we're on board with Ulf currently. We have swung over towards that eastern edge of Gatka. Enigma Galaxy had a fantastic start in this game. Pachinki is a lovely spot to start from on this type of circle. They already sent 2 players down towards that south side though, and they're left behind Satan as well as Ralph inside of Pachinki to continue looting up. Bring the rest on through later.
Hopefully they don't get split off. Finding one of those quarry mouth compounds could be really important on a circle like this. But the regroup is necessary. Ulf defending their patch brutally. Maniac gets clocked out in the open, and Scarface picks up the point for Eren with that flush coming on through. So Ulf opening the bidding now. First blood has been drawn. Calci for the pickup. Scarface on his way.
Clambers back through the window. That's a pretty ridiculous spray, though. We did kind of gloss over it very quickly, but that was lovely coming through from Eren. A tanky. OG. They just came through on the southwest side of Pachinki, just trying to find a place to stay right now. A lot of times you're picking some awkward areas of the map when you're coming in late to this type of circle. It's not exactly where you'd want to stay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, observers.
Take a look at
this
this.
was a nasty spray. I mean, perfectly lined up as he passes by the tree.
Just chomping away at that health bar. Looks like they're on for more long-range engagements as Orangutan falter out in the open. Losing a player, and that's Ulf now up to 2. The open ground looks like they're good for the hunting. And as we saw, that spray from Eren was pretty beautiful. Looking good with it. Players are starting to find out all about it. 2 teams now have lost a player to them. And a good start. Furia on the eastern side, pushing in. Trying to get past X-Force rejects who have managed to wend their way on through. 4thrives have regrouped beyond that out to the west, just north of Ferry Pier. And Goat team on the east near Pachinki.
Yeah, the thing for Orangutan there is it's an awkward push for them, right? It is an awkward push, but when you're coming in that late, I think what would be better to do there was probably to try and play out on those outrages. There's still compounds to play up towards the eastern side of Gatka. You're slightly forcing center off the back of this one. There's a lot of sight lines around that area as well. But they make it fairly safely. I mean, only losing 1 player is actually quite a good result for them, and they get a decently central position. But they're going to go further now as we head over on towards that western side. DK extremely happy with the 2 positions they have locked down, but they will regroup off the back of this one. I think for Easy for Bad Boy, as well as the other play in that location, this might be a little bit bold to be holding 2 areas at once, because Thundertalk is rocking up towards their second duo on the west.
Some pretty difficult terrain here, playing around that swamp, as you can see on that western side, teams starting to move in from the north edge. Enigma Galaxy actually full wrapping Quarry here as well, moving in on this western side. RRQ may be a little bit on the back foot here, Blank. They were on that western coast fairly early on. They haven't pushed more inland, but that might play into their favor later on, depending on how much conflict unfolds in the fields to their east.
Yeah, 4thrives, they completely realize that, oh my god, it is probably massively chock-a-block over towards Quarry. So let's just swing around onto the western side. For RRQ, I don't terribly mind it playing on that western coast. Not really many areas that wouldn't have been taken up already. It depends how early they got to circle. I'd love to watch that back later on.
Just taking their time out on the western side. AGAL playing the long game all the way up on the north side, just near Crates right now, South Georgia Pole. And we'll be playing quite late into the circle from the north side. Fortunately, there's not really too much to stop them moving in on the West Coast Road, maybe even crossing the fields to the west of Everest. Nigma Galaxy, they run into a little bit of a roadblock, or rather the roadblock runs into them, as 4thrives find the backlines of Nigma Galaxy, and I don't think you're getting him back up there. With the forwards position already established for Nigma Galaxy, they may lose even more if they're not careful.
Coops realizes he has to just leave now. He did stop off slightly, but has to get a move on. We'll regroup with the rest of the team. It's not a horrible compound to play either, but it does become a horrible compound with only 3 players. It's a lot of area to hold here. They can't really afford to go for a 2-2 split between the buildings because they don't have that 4th player. So I think for Nigma Galaxy, it might be tough, especially with this becoming quite a prominent area of the map.
On the north side, AGAL still playing it slow as 4thrives continue to sweep on the western edge. RRQ potentially next up on the menu for them. And AGAL may actually crunch in from the northern side on it, but Aurora now spanning the south expanses of this field to potentially be a stopper for this rotation. A split up as well. There are open angles for Aurora to try and exploit, but it looks like AGAL content to play it slow again.
I don't mind it. I mean, they were able to get a lot of eliminations the further they got into the game. Yes, about 5 of them came through very early on, but they were pretty steady with it. That does make things a little bit harder. Now, for GK, come on, guys. I think now's about the time to regroup. This is becoming a little silly now.
Please.
It's very, very greedy. Very, very greedy. Quarry's still in play. Down towards that south side. I do like ThunderTalk's position off the back of that one. They can play up towards the hillside if they want to, coming out on that eastern edge. Furia as well has kept it fairly silent. Down towards that southeast edge, there's a big ridge side that runs through there. 4thrives, though, they're wrapping back. They are wrapping back, and Furia might have something to say about this.
Playing that stopper on some of the quarry mouth buildings, but I think 4thrives, I mean, they came from this area, they're going to have a little bit of info, but ThunderTalk's presence might be an unknown quantity for them. They're sending straight through. I think they're just going to get past blank. 4thrives are going to settle themselves potentially right in the middle of GK's split.
There's an easy location to play there as well. It's high ground, looking down towards a lot of squads. I mean, Furia, I question how much they saw of that, because they are playing with little information because the terrain in that area doesn't provide the sight lines over towards 4thrives. GK tries to regroup and they lose 1 player off the back of it. I don't want to say I told you so, but
you do. You really want to say it.
I really do.
Say it.
I'm a smug type of guy. But no, for GK, it was a little greedy to hold it as long as they did. For Orangutan, I respect the decision to move in towards that location. It was only a matter of time, and I think GK could probably get away with this one. It's just you pick one or the other. We're late into the game. There isn't a huge amount of fantastic compounds left anymore, and GK's trying to hold 2 of them.
Well, not anymore. Orangutan have actually taken that eastern point now. So, central locations are taken by GK, Orangutan, and 4thrives. The South Hill, the most open, potentially the most vulnerable, but also potentially the most profitable in terms of point scoring capabilities. On that south edge, you've got Goat Team, Furia, going to be forcing teams to approach you in a very linear fashion. It's going to make it difficult to take down this position for a long, long time. So we'll see how 4thrives can manage that. The north side, a little bit more messy, though. Teams are a little bit more spread out, trying to wend their way on through. Looks like it's plenty messy on the east, though, as Goat are stopping AGAL.
I mean, for all gamers, they have had a slow approach into this game. They've been in the blue for a very long time. They have very little information going forward into this one. Goat's currently playing on a 2-2 split. Curious to see how all gamers want to play this now, because even Ketch is now having a little peek down towards that south side. He wants to check in on what's happening. And all gamers are like, okay, this looks very rough going on towards the west. Let's try the north. You're going to bang straight into Ulf. So I think for all gamers, it has just been a very slow game, which has led to little information. They're going to have to bank on having some strong gameplay going forward to try and cut a hole in the side of this circle. That's a fast rotate from Ulf, though, John.
They are moving at pace, at speed. In they go, splitting the difference and not really running into too much competition on that move. Maybe slamming straight into Gike's position. We've got, as well, Kiwoom, DRX trying to hold their northwestern side. Trying to keep themselves alive, and it's going pretty well. On their push, AGL tried to move in the wake of Ulf, but it's not going quite so cleanly for them. They have to stall, they have to falter, and OG are all too ready to take those points. So back on board with the nades coming in through the windows here. Ola wanting to hold out, but not quite connecting on either front. KRX hopping Binny back, moving him into a more favorable position to try and go for those assists. And no nades are really connecting here, Black. Okay, there they connect.
Yeah, it's been a lot of explosions, not a lot of knocks coming through. Yeah, sure, Coop actually took most of the brunt of the damage so far. The nade right underneath his belly. Yeah, for all gamers, they're headed down over towards that high ground, only to find themselves up against 4thrives. Funnily enough, after all these nades are spent and done, it's actually the M4 that does the most damage through these windows.
Oh,
finally. We find two back-to-back coming through from QXZ as well as Hoxie. Okay, I take it back. I take it back, guys. All right, didn't mean it. I did not mean it.
Enigma Galaxy didn't manage to get in for a third party in time. In the meantime, on the southeast side, well, we're on board with AGAL there, but further out, you've still got 4thrives suppressing Furia and go forcing them into a fight with one another. You can see they're popping up in the Elim feed. Silence is going to fall. And over on the north edge, as we're on board with Aurora and Flash, fighting over location, a fairly isolated fight.
Yeah, very much so. It's kind of a weird one too. I mean, for Aurora, you sort of expect a team to be playing on this one. It's a very classic spot. Most people know of this one. You use it because it's very easy to defend your vehicles in the ditch. Slightly nade bait, but for Aurora, they slow them down and try and just pass on by, but they are directly heading over towards Ulf. Oh, Scarface does find that initial shot, which is great to see from Scarface. That long-range capability comes into play, finally.
Looking for more AGAL, trying to get a little bit, but Aaron has other ideas. Sprays them down, damage pouring on through. Orangutan moving Aru up, does suppress Ulf a little bit, so maybe a little bit better of a chance for Aurora to piece themselves back together. But it is really difficult now to find any semblance of safety in the middle. Ulf do get all four of their players back up to their feet in their very central location now. Not too many teams are going to be able to take them down from this one. Aurora step in two with 4thrives, who are now up to 4 eliminations. They get that res, and now they're holding off against Top and Ziol on the off angle, as well as Goat putting pressure onto Falak.
Ooh, 4thrives, they're surrounded. If they get themselves out of this situation, it will be big news for them. Player pulled out the side of the vehicle. Ayala is down. Moxie moves up. Furia desperately fighting back here. Igor's behind the tree, looking to bark back at this team. Finally finds the first with the help of Chief from the back lines.
Oh, 4thrives are here to play though, and it's a shooting gallery for the team from Pakistan. They're racking up the points now. They want to keep going. Aurora looking to backfill, maybe cause problems here, but RRQ is sandwiching the far side now. Nowhere is safe. Furia down to 1. Nobody is going to escape this compound. 2 teams enter, none will leave.
Zypher spots the enemy off in the distance, the danger coming through. Here backing up the vehicle into the wall, giving a little bit of makeshift cover as we go forward. Aru, though, doing some wonderful work over towards that northeast side. Sadly, just down to 2 there, but still holding off on his own. I think a lot of people had questions about Aru, but he's proving them wrong right now in terms of the gun skill. Very, very smart player overall, though.
Zypher's getting stuck in, just going toe-to-toe with Chief. This is dangerous. There are nades in hand. Zypher wants to go barrel to barrel, though, and it looks like they're going to hop through. Genfos able to snap that Elim back, though, and will leave Zypher out in the open with a nade. With 3 players from RQ bearing down upon him, the backup is not quite there from the rest of his team. He needs some oversight. He needs some assistance, but it's not there in time, and they have to deal with Aurora on the backlines.
Oh, T24 is quite low there. Took a bit of a tick from the blue. Couple more shots. Falak hits the deck, but from underneath finds it. There is a quick clap back here coming through from IQ, but it's not enough. As 4thrives are falling underneath the presence of RRQ. They come in from the sidelines at third party, and Viren will hit a nasty spray down. 7 Elins for RRQ on the second game of the day.
That was an overcommitment from 4thrives to this compound, to this third-party engagement. There was so much going on there, and Aurora, the duo from Zeol on top, forced them to stay in that third-party position. They didn't want to push back up. They might have had a better time of it, though, to be honest, because nobody from down below was going to push them. Hazaifa had overcommitted, and they just weren't quite able to gain that momentum back. 4 elims, not that many placements. That's not how you want to try and convert. And when you look at DK's position, they are going to be able to catch you up, as well as D-Woom KRX.
It's a good buffer, though. It's a good buffer, though. 23 points right now so far. I think it's decent over 2 matches. You're looking at roughly 11.5, right? So I think they're fine. I think they're fine at the moment. 4thrives just need one more decent game. Scarface does go down to Ragnarok. Get a little bit of hold back, but Aaron with that M4, who has been so goddamn deadly today with so far, instantaneously finds a re-knock over towards Kike. In the meantime, the flash as well as OG, a tanky with a 360. It's not quite enough to keep him alive there. The flash will hold out.
Just a moment longer on the south side. In the meantime, Thunder Talk trying to keep themselves together, but 2 players now left standing, as well as X-Force rejects bearing down upon them. RRQ are going to fall. Okay, Aurora. Zeol on top, still going. Blank, they've been a real thorn in the side of this south side circle. Shiva tries to get the spray, dips out for another, dips out for more, does go down, and again, it's Aurora across the way who are making things so difficult.
Well, they're an opportunistic team. We'll get the next circle. It sent us up over towards Ulf here. But we already saw the location this team was playing in. He looks barren. He looks deadly. Suddenly, you've got 6 other teams looking your way. They have to hit these shots as teams make their entry.
Kiwoom DRX on the northwest side with 4. Flash on the north with 3. Those 2 teams have major access angles towards Ulf's position, but I don't know if they're going to be able to convert it. On the southwest side that we're on board with right now, Nick the Galaxy, who have been slow, trying to work the ground, looking to pick up the pace now with an opener knock to Ragnarok, and he will potentially be a weakness that Nick the Galaxy can exploit. They're playing as 3. And trying to keep this one going forwards. Kevin goes down to an 8 from Coops as they retreat to try and get the res onto Ragnarok. They won't be able to keep him safe. Ralph and Lord now charging forwards. Coops to be the backup. They are isolated in this fight. No third parties, and the res isn't there. He pops up, but will it be enough? Steps out with another angle. He goes immediately back down, and Coops enters the front door.
For Kike, at least, they got the sweetest little goodbye from one of our friends out there in the crowd. But Geeke will go on no further. The flash from the distance. Ketch has eyes on. He knows he's playing out here. He knows he has to move. As you said, KRX moving on the sidelines. Always such an awkward area of the map to play. Difficult to get the right sidelines in position. Mo's gonna step up, sends an 8 over the top. It looks off kilter though.
Oh, forces him out wide and into the sightlines, and it's the barrels to do the dirty work. Binny not quite connecting. The shotgun is ringing out over the bonnet, nearly doing the work, but the explosion takes him down instead, and the rest of Flash looking to rally their support, but now it's just Tops in a 1 versus 1, I think, against Hoxie. But the KIYA DRX looking to keep things going, and Bose might be reasonable here. Hoxie can down the goal.
He moves forward. Like you said, goes
to stay.
4 do the your playing for Nick. So this is a not only quite they look a little bit. I know what's in from the
again. Coops all gets taken or coming from. Hang on a minute. Those points. Jeety. And then Top sends away. They're now on the back of the queue against all to try and move their way forwards. Do they have the gumption? Do they have the power?
Coops fully stimmed up right now. Frothing at the mouth, looking for those elites. Ralph comes in from the sidelines. Nothing off the back of this, and it absolutely is the case. Coops now has to make a recovery off the back. 3 seconds left on that grenade. It goes slightly wide. Just took itself back in again. Ulf, in the meantime, is trying to get the rest of their players back on the sidelines. Big low.
Chucks, I think that went through the window there. It takes them down, but they're behind the shack now. The info that Coops was able to gather from Ralph's roll forwards was that the other angle wasn't quite paying attention, but now they've got the res. Now they've got more, but Coops still has something left. He's charging forwards. Kelsey wants the res onto Aaron as the rest of Ulf are taking damage. That's coming through across the way. Aurora, maybe even KIYA with the RX. There he goes. Coops is on a tear. Kench is down. It's just Scarface now to stand in the face. But can Coops get the angle? He turns around, confirms the points, and into the fight he goes.
This is the missing spearhead on the spear for Nigma Galaxy. He will finally go down, but you almost saw him there in the picture-in-picture. A tiny smile on his face, despite that being one of the most insanely pressured moments for any player to be in. And Ulf is taken down by it. KRX, 9 elims on the game. It's a strong one for them, currently in second place and looking to take first after this all does conclude. But they've got to deal with Aurora, who have been once again immortal in this match.
Top and Ziol have just been marauding around these east side hills for so long, and they're actually now playing fairly close together. These nades, the peak angles that they can take, probably going to be quite profitable. And actually, Hoxie being in that shack may be a detriment to them. With the position it takes on the circle, the next zone closes dead center. He's going to have to leave first. So when does he do it? He might want to try and figure out something now.
We're into a 2v2 here. Ziol wraps around. The fact that Aurora's played on the north side, they've played back down towards the south. They have made a lot of plays that other teams try to go for and were unsuccessful in. It is magnificent, but they are down to limited materials. 3 nades, 2 smokes, 3 nades on top. He's going to try and move around the sides. If you can get up towards the shack here.
Smart. I mean, they saw that rotate away from Hoxie, and Top was trying to get that off angle, but now has to step back in as Hoxie's putting Ziol under pressure. Top yet to step into the firing line, but draws the attention and disengages the fight.
This is good from KRX, so I love the layering with the vehicles. Had to be done there to ensure that, you know, it's difficult to get one sightline onto a singular player in the vehicle. Whilst you've got 2, you may as well use them. But these nades are starting to come through now, trying to get some damage done. Hoxie's back up to 70%. That nade's on target. It's beautiful here. QXC now has to deal with the other players. Another one right up in his face. They go wide. Top's moving around the side. Aurora, a difficult beast to handle.
This is what Top wanted to do originally. The pressure onto Ziol made it too hard. Another nade, and Ziol nearly takes it down there, but Top now has the angle. He's got them on a broadside. Oh, insult to injury. Take down the down player first, but it is a duo chicken dinner coming through from Aurora.
Aurora after that, they take second place. KRX obviously shut themselves up in towards first. It's a really good game so far from KRX over the 2 matches. I think what we've got to take from this is the consistency these boys have been able to put out compared to other teams, but Aurora certainly shows that these guys are here to play.
Goodness me, such a problem on that east side. Their crowning moment was the pressure that they put on 4thrives on their eastern side, moving down towards the hills and forcing 4thrives
With Flash, this a little bit more aggressive.
So good, Hoxie, we talked about him this game, but Binny had some great moves in Rondo, even TRE from time.
Over Rondo.
You know, when you get to the top, I'm ready. Yeah. Pick a side, you know. Enough of this fencing. We're going into this game from Novo up to Stalbra. Heavy east lean on the plane path blank. Places like Georgia Pole, pretty inaccessible. Severny, though, for Aurora, should be pretty chill.
Well, I mean, they could do both, right? They could easily do Sosnovka. I think for Aurora, Sosnovka drop here wouldn't be a bad idea. Depends how much success they're having. Severny, you got the loot truck over there as well, so potential they want to lock in on that. But it does seem like Aurora is dropping out up towards Sosnovka. After all, GK, not doing badly. I think that they have the right idea of it. There was that game we just saw where the greed did come through, right? We saw the eyes turn gold for a second.
Looking out for it, The circle did pop during that blank, and it is heavy southeast. It looks like we're going to all corners of Erangel today. It does cut in a majority of, well, all of Novo, a little bit of that military island as well. So access is potentially there. Could potentially see some hovercraft rotations. Oh, what a hop! He's mad with it, looking good, but the bullets now ringing out from the high ground. Well, the jet force not hitting for quite a while there. We'll finally be able to put that one to bed.
Yeah, gets him eventually, but might have had an easier time if he had the Ninetales Fury AUG skin, which you can grab in-game today. Make your rolls, make your pulls, try and get that skin, because it does look mighty nice. One of my favorite ones to come to the game so far. Everyone knows I'm sort of biased towards anime skins. Okay, it genuinely is a really good one. But RRQ is on the send-out currently. You do have Thundertalk down towards the south side. They're currently playing military. Good spot to start off with here. You have a lot of Sosnovka actually pulled into this one, but it's the amount of water involved. Hello! We are live from Paris currently. A lot of fans here with us, which is nice to see. Joining right from the beginning here to support their favorite teams.
Real mix of support from lots of different teams, fan bases. Love to see it. Getting in and amongst it. I think the Galaxy taking down the loot truck, grabbing themselves some goodies from the back, making sure they've got everything that they need, and they will be able to burst those doors wide open. Plenty of ordnance to send down range. And in they go. Coop's going to be taking on Essentia there. Is Max going to be happy? Is he going to get an MG3?
I mean, Ralph's just got a shotgun right now, which isn't ideal, but did get the level 3 vest, which might help him live for a little bit longer when he makes those crazy crashes like he did versus Ulf. Definitely a good distraction, though, to allow Coops to explode onto the scene there. But yeah, what I was talking about is a huge amount of water that's involved here. It is a gargantuan amount. And I think for a lot of players, they're quite salty about it, just like the sea, because this is giving very few areas to play. And as you move over towards that southeast side, you're on that slope down towards Mills Power. You have the Deadwoods. This is not a very fun area of the map to play in terms of when you've got 16 teams all in play right now, which is why you're seeing a very slow rollout. Most teams realize that they're going to be playing Edge for a long time off the back of this one.
Long enough to maybe see those two of our youngest fans in the crowd grow old enough maybe to play in these tournaments themselves. It's going to be a little bit of a slow one, but all for making their way. I think the Galaxy are starting to break away from Potato Hill now as well, looking to try and get away from Pachinki. On the north side, Flash are pushing in past that mansion prison area, looking to send on towards the top of the hill, towards that lumberyard position potentially, or might just draw short on the south side of prison. around those shelter entrances.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we got some loud fans in the crowd today. We got some chanting of 4T, which is always good to see. And I mean, they've got some good fans as well, and they deserve it for some of the performance they've been putting up so far. 23 points currently. Again, we got to back it off a little bit, though, coming into this game. Pull back on the gas, right? I don't think they need to go too hard just yet. They have some strong players on that team, and they have the consistency to work with. And I agree with Seven. It's probably the most smack talk I've ever heard from Falak before. He's a very respectful guy at the end of the day, despite being such a menacing game. But yeah, it is funny that for Falak, smack talk consists of, yeah, if I am consistent, you are all going to have a horrible time.
I think that's, to be fair though, I kind of think that's true of maybe any player in this lobby.
No.
It's about it, but it is that
depends
the
what
consistency is so crucial, right?
Well, it depends what your consistency is. If
Yeah,
you're
okay.
consistently bad.
I'll say at least 50% of the lobby, if they are on a consistently performing day at their sort of peak, yeah, absolutely. Anybody on their best day could sweep a lobby like this.
Hey, but okay, let me pitch you this.
Okay.
Let me throw you a curveball right now.
All right.
Take Doc.
Okay.
Put Doc on his best day. How many other players really live up to that hype?
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? If Doc's on his best day, nobody stands a chance.
How many, if we say everyone else is on their best day, still how many players live up to Doc on his best day?
Okay, yeah, fair.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You picking up what I'm putting down
There are levels to this.
There
Absolutely.
are levels to
You know,
this.
there's Doc, then there's maybe Falak, sure. Maybe Coops could potentially step up there. It's been a long while coming, but I liked the little rev of the engine in that last match towards the end that he was allowed to unleash. Weirdly though,
as well.
Yeah, weirdly though, yeah, they are completely split right now. I feel like this is something that happens with Nick Galaxy way too often, is that they just split 2 and 2 and they're opposite sides of the map.
You have to give these guys a little bit of credit right now. This is a horrendous rotation to be making. Everyone knows it's really difficult to play out here. This is a fairly central location in the circle. You leave 2 players behind to try and get looted up as much as possible. Nick Galaxy, and then you just make this wild approach. If anything, this has worked out ridiculously well. They have 2 players over on the coastal side down towards Milton Power. If this continues to move southeast, this is not a bad spot to play. And now you have an anchor point to play off the back of. So Enigma Galaxy here, they take a huge gamble. But again, for them, gambles are required considering that first game they had of the day, which was so terrible. But they managed to get 10 on their second match. And with this, they might be able to pump that up a little bit further. So I actually don't mind this. I don't mind this.
Push up those points, get a little bit more amongst it on the tables. As the backstop for Nick Galaxy, look at a regroup. They've got about 3 kilometers to go before they find their other duo. So a long road ahead of them on the south side, potentially fraught with danger.
Step 2, yeah.
Yeah, this is nasty.
Then maybe we can get to profit, but yeah, step 2's got to come through first.
Yeah, and they've got Aurora behind them as well. This is a pretty nasty spot, I think it's safe to say, for the backstop. The circle does go a little bit more land-based, but it still cuts in maybe 20% water here, Blank. Keeps that prison position in. The hills to the north of Milt are up towards that lumberyard, the Deadwood as well. Teams are going to have to try and find their place amongst the trees. It is going to be quite close for all of these teams. A bit too close, I think, for most of their liking. I think that's the, yeah, that's 4thrives coming across the backstop duo of Nick Galaxy, but nobody's slowing down. They want to get into the circle.
There's a lot of places to play here. We are kind of focusing up around Lumberyard, so we have that high ground in play, which is going to cut out a little bit of a cone around that central area of this circle. You see, amazing, no one's playing up towards Mansion. No one cares about the Popka. Let's try and get ourselves as central as possible, work our way into this one. Not a lot of fights going through. Teams more focused on the wheel. 10 and 2 right now to get into this circle. So we'll get a secondary close on this one coming up shortly. Nick Galaxy move over further towards that northeast side. They are just about eking their way in.
Okay.
Don't forget to 40 though.
Good opener for them, looking for more against the Cypher, but they go down 1 and 2. Heavy blows dealt towards Geeky, but there is an answer, and it's Falak and Cypher now looking to try and take on Sapchi and Kevin from down below, moving that hovercraft into position, but that could trap the nade in with them. Cypher in danger, has to step in.
Nice.
Can hop out, can he go for the rest? No, there's another nade, and T24 is a goner. Cypher stays alive though with the protection of the hovercraft. It's going up in smoke, it's on fire now, forced out, more nades. DK playing siege to them. IQ wanted to try and stay alive here, but he's bleeding. Falak's nowhere to be seen on this fight.
IQ's down, so 4thrives go down to 2 once again. This is a real rough approach over the last 2 games. Even Ulf's getting involved now. They got some good shots there, able to do a little bit more damage to Cypher on a sticky situation. Alula actually not a bad spot. We haven't seen too much out of this team so far. All gamers were instant towards the central of the circle. And they are playing around that lumberyard area.
This is pretty good news for KIYA DRX on that north side to see 4thrives losing 3 of their players early. A team that's chasing going down. Aurora also losing a player. They're pretty happy. GK going down to 2. First place is looking pretty nice right now for them. But remember, this is a chase for top 5 for direct qualification spots here in Group A and indeed in Group B after this. But it's always good to have an early lead. And that is exactly what they're going to be looking to do here. For KIYA DRX on the north side, they are chilling.
Yeah, KRX fighting right now. They are having a good time of it. Looking to push that points count a bit further upwards. Circle does move back down again. You know what, Enigma Galaxy, again, this is a massive gamble. I completely agree with you, right? They've hit 7s across the board, though, and it's worked out. It has worked out for them. They even got themselves a loot crate. I mean, that is lucky. That is a little bit lucky. But we'll see what they can get done with it, because, again, Enigma Galaxy has thrown away a lot of endgames in the past, even though they get themselves there. I think Coops is that secret bit of sauce that they do require to get into those endgames and play them out well.
Ah, this must be how Aurora lost their player. 2 orangutan there. Doc, yeah, just caught out in the open.
Yeah.
Slow start of the vehicle.
You know what? Aru is looking really good today. I think for Aru, there was always that question for OGs that does the gun skill live up to the hype here at PMWC? Seems like these guys have been doing a lot of work in the back end here, and Aru is showing up as the leader. Cypher will go down. It's 4thrives now out. The first team to leave us here, 16th place.
Very tricky rotate coming through for them. They got split up. They couldn't quite convert over towards GK on their engagement. It looked like they had a really good opener, but the shots just weren't landing. It was unfortunate, but they do fall for it. Aurora, they're looking to keep things trucking though. And remember, we know what they can do with a duo. We've given them an extra player this time around. They're on 3. They've already opened up for an Elim. They're in a pretty cheeky little spot there as well. Controlling quite a lot of the open ground towards those mill to power positions, towards mini mill to power as well. The warehouses on that south side could be a pretty powerhouse spot.
That's right. In mill to power.
Oh, power.
Little stock here. I mean, for Ulf, they're playing the ridge side down towards the side of crates. It's not a horrible place to play, but it really depends on the next circle rate. It's so hard to know where it's going to go because it's still folding over towards Deadwoods. It's still folding back the other way towards mill to power, as well as mini milter. I'm curious to see how they want to play this out. Goat's really trying to pull the elastic band both ways. They're dead center of it all. Good shots though from Genforce. I mean, he's been on a bit of a tear today with a massive recovery over on Rondo. Now looking to put the hurt in over towards Flower H.
Just a couple of petals left on that rotate there, but somehow managing to escape with a little bit of life left in it.
He knocks me not.
He knocks me not, seemingly the conclusion on that one. I can get some healing done. Sprout anew. With 3 players alive on the west side. Gaming Stars nade over towards X-Force rejects. And another one puts the cat amongst the pigeons and takes down Shiva as well. They're not going to be able to get this forward duo back up. Look at the backstops. They're not for moving. Not one bit.
Maniac getting some good damage in. My goodness me, what a horrendous circle. Sent over towards the northern side. Look at all the water in play. Ulf just got sent a lifeline though. Kelsey needs to live this rotate though. Needs to get back to the rest of the team. As a four, they have a good time. Great shot from Aaron.
Where did that come from? All right, all pulling it out the bag, as well as Enigma Galaxy on that south coast side. They can sweep through. Furia looking to try and challenge, could be a little bit difficult to deal with, but I feel like Enigma Galaxy have the inside track there. You're right, though, to highlight that Aaron spray. It was pretty nutty. The guy is insane. You've talked about being his biggest fan. I think you can be proud in that title right now.
Well, again, the speed at which he identifies the location, understands that this is a shot that he needs to hit right now versus Gaming Stars to ensure that Kelsey gets back to the team, because they know of all people inside this lobby that they have a fantastic chance, at least a top 3 here from this position, but they need to be a 4-man. They have to be a 4-man. Kelsey gets back towards the squad, and this is a great start for them. The rest of the teams will be starting to flow on in now. You've got Aurora down towards that south side, but likely they'll stick around here for a little bit longer, understanding that Minimilter, as well as the compound down towards the south, likely will move in the near future, can pick themselves up a couple of eliminations there, and they might be in the next circle too.
Ooh, okay. All right. I feel like if you've made your predictions over on the EWC app, then if you put Ulf in, you might be pretty happy right now. It's a little bit difficult potentially if they have to move the coastline. I feel like if you put Enigma Galaxy in as a prediction as well, that could have been a pretty decent shout.
And a surprising one.
Yeah, I think certainly given the start of this match, right? But looking at the rest of the lobby, there is a lot more danger on the western side. Ulf taken down with a long-range shot from Mini 14. Might be Reservoir though. And Ulf are down to 2 active though.
Yeah, it's 2 players that went down in the front line. Basically, Scarface and Ketch absolutely have to instantaneously help there. It's not the case. Ooh, I mean, I think maybe the 2-2 split was just unfortunate. Alula also get involved, and this is a 4v2 if it comes down to it. Scarface and Ketch got a big old task ahead of them.
Oh, they're going for one, and actually, X-Force Rejects going to slow Gaming Stars potentially from getting involved as a third party on the north side, taking one of their players out. Maniac is down. But you've got KIYA and DRX on that north side as well, who have yet to fully regroup and make their way forwards. A lot of pressure is going to be felt by the positions on the coastline. This southwest side that we're on board with now does need to conclude, as Flash are rolling around the ridgelines, but not quite able to find the opener. They only have 3 players, and RRQ are waiting. They are ready to see who emerges from this one and how many points they can earn from it.
AJL to make the move out here. Bows are running in alongside with a blue. I mean, respect to XZZ. I would 100% feel like that was the knock as well. Looked away in that moment. More pressing matches ahead of him. Azias backs down. Thundertalk also shots over towards Furia. Furia getting absolutely decimated as they try and pull out from Milter. Now Enigma Galaxy, they're just going to play it off of the power grid here.
Oh, Orangutan trying to move parallel to Flash. AGAL as well, but nobody's looking happy as everybody's losing players. 2 players on the backline, maybe Reservoir if they're quick about it. As Flower looking to pull a player back to his feet, but they won't care. DRX on that north side. They should just be able to tear this one through if RRQ don't get to them first, because they are slamming straight into the south flank.
RQ, yeah, you're right. They are absolutely rinsing squads at the moment with good shots through the smoke. We'll take down Feiren to start things off. Hoxie also took an unfortunate knock and will be flushed out because of it. Aru and Wizgod looking to stay alive, but it's just down to Aru now. Molotov off towards the right-hand side. It's not quite on target. Immediately, Aru's going to swing round. Lepar has to win this. We'll find Aru. RRQ lives to see another day, but with just 1 player to do it. It is going to be him as the Wanderer inside of the circle. It's going to be close, but should get the first aid.
Looking for more loot as well. Stage 5 is just about survivable for long enough. Hops in. Pops the bandage as well. Doesn't have any stims ticking him up just yet, and actually he's going to go straight towards Aurora. Not in the zone either, so has to take a beat to try and get some healing done. Only 2 nades to try and find an opener, and it is just Reefus in this location for the time being. The rest of Aurora look at a regroup now though, and it's going to get more dangerous for Lepar in the next 20 seconds.
hell, you know what? Enigma Galaxy could go all the way on this one. And it really could be a Galaxy big brain move on the early game to go for that rotate so early away from the rest of the lads at Pachinki. I love it. I really love it. I like the fact that they didn't feel dismayed after that first game. Watching Satan with his head on the pillow was pretty crushing for me, honestly, because I know how that must have felt. I can try and understand it. But for them to come out with this kind of maneuver in game 3, love it. I really do love it. And if it pays off, that will give them some great confidence into the future.
Or maybe it could be a false positive, you know, like this. It's so difficult to call things like that. Aurora suffering heavily. They are still 3 players alive, and all 3 are in the zone, but they're under a lot of pressure. This is Lapar actually doing the damage over towards Top. Tiol popped all of those smokes around him to try and keep his teammates safe, and I think they're going to get this res. Gaming Stars under pressure as the Kiwum DRX managed to move into position, but look at the step up. Binny gets rebuffed, and it might just be going south for the Koreans. As TRE just has to stare from behind the tree as Benny falls down on location. 2 players now, and the north side getting dismantled. Gaming Stars holding strong. The nade doesn't connect.
TRE still alive here. Next nade might be on target. Explodes by the side of KRX. He's down. Gaming Stars right now looking awesome, but are now down to just 2. All for weather the storm, but man, they would have loved to have more players up there. And it was very livable down towards that south side. I think they wanted to keep tabs on that northern edge, though. It is just really good shot screen from Gaming Stars to 1-2 punch both Kelsey and Aaron. Again, potentially is a moment there where one of the players should have just dropped back, smoked up, rather than trying to re-aggress on that trade. But we didn't quite see exactly what happened there, so we just don't know. Next circle comes through. Enigma Galaxy have to move. They're one of the only teams outside the circle right now. Aurora look to back it out slightly, but it is just sitting ahead of them from Thunder Talk.
I think they're going back for vehicles here. They want to get a little bit of speed into this one. They are the only team with 4 players alive. Looks like, yeah, they're going to step in. He's waiting for the right time. Okay, yeah, they're recalculating, recalibrating. And they're going to try and move forward. So you imagine that they're going to be trying to pop smokes potentially over towards Goat's direction.
One vehicle.
And down the hill. They're covering their rotate.
Okay, Ralph's going to stick behind. Makes sense. Sitting's directly underneath. Not going to cause any problems.
Might do.
One vehicle does move up. Gets into position. Some damage sent through.
Oh, if one of them takes a heavy hit and drops down to try and preserve the health bar, it could be that Sitting's just going to wait and take those shots. He's still in the zone, and he hasn't made a move for a long, long time. I don't know if they're aware of his position.
Ralph is very low. They know roughly where they're coming from now, and Ralph opted to stay behind just in case, but his approach is going to be very difficult. Going to get on his belly and snake his way in. Smoke's going to have to be used here to get him up into position. Yeah, but for Goat, these buildings are crucial right now. And the game will slow down massively, at least for the time being. Aurora's got a coupe to work with. That's about it. Not the most denser vehicles either. That will go up in flames pretty quickly.
Well, it depends who's taking shots, because I don't think Enigma Galaxy can go for the full volley at the moment. Goat don't necessarily have the angles to go for a full team volley at it at the moment. It depends on where they're trying to go for Aurora, but I feel like they've got a little bit of time, maybe about 5 seconds of runway to play with before it will just go down. And 5 seconds is enough to do quite a lot.
A quick sweep round. Get a little bit of information, see where those shots do come from. They have the sightlines slightly covered up from Goat here, but as they move further down the road, it becomes not so much. And they almost have to play in alongside with Goat because Goat is so secure in this location on the southeast. Enigma Galaxy knows that too. They're waiting for the next circle to pop, which is taking its sweet time. And there's the MG3, John.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I spotted that one earlier in the Elim feed. I forgot to bring it up, but they did manage to pick that one up, I imagine, very early from the loot truck in Pachinki. And they've been marshalling it ever since in the hands of Satan. Nades on in. Trying to find the player, sneaking his way through. Not quite connecting this time. Gaming Stars, the team to draw our current table toppers to a close. DRX did fall to them. They couldn't quite push through on the north side.
They know there's another team here because they didn't fully finish out Ulf there, so they know the rest of the squad must be further down. Oh, you must be joking me. It drops over towards Nigma Galaxy on that southeast side, but for Thunder Talk, 3 points. 3 points.
Absolutely. They should be able to survive probably up into a third place after this. Aurora still taking so much trouble from Lepar. I think with this circle, though, for Aurora, what are your choices here? Is it just go for go?
I mean, you could probably try and rock up over towards where Ulf is playing on this north side. It's a hell of a dash for yourself, but if you can try and get yourself in and amongst the rocky outcrops, is probably the best way to go. Because if you try and crash Nigma Galaxy, you get shot at by Go, and Go is going to be a hard crash and a half.
Well,
they're going to go for it, but 2 players go down instantly. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no good option there for Aurora. But DRX going to be pretty happy with 8 teams still alive. It's only a single placement point that they would find, so they may just be able to maintain their spot at the top. It really doesn't feel like there's 8 teams alive in this circle, Blank, but there's so many stragglers and only 1 team with 4. Of course, Nigma Galaxy, with their mad dash earlier, able to do a lot of work from this cliff top. The 4 Eames they found. Reefus is crawling forwards. The bar finally goes down. That allows Reefus a lot more latitude for movement.
Yeah, it does, but also Ulf now is giving away their position. Rough idea of where they are. Good shot again. I mean, Ulf's spotting him. Ulf is spotting him. I said he could see a marble from a mountaintop, but just as easily finds the marble in the grass as well. Now looking down over towards them. Reefus is the last to fall, and from 8 to go down to 4.
Very, very quick. And remember, there is still that solo, so it's pretty much 3. Thunder Talk leaving their lone wreck down on the bottom of the cliffs. Shotgun in hand, cowering underneath the rocks.
Yeah, I like how I gave a little bit of love over towards Force, and he's been offed, barely offed in this game. Okay, shots coming through from Kedge. I mean, what else can you do, really? I mean, Nigma Galaxy has a lot of control here. Go's going to have to push out, and Nigma Galaxy is fairly easily covered. It is wild, the amount of water that's still in this circle, and finally we pull back to the benefit of Go. They're going to be very happy with this one.
They keep one of their buildings in, although not all of them looking super happy. However, they're really not in any danger right now. They can just put their players around this building, not really worry too much because they know everybody else is over on this cliffside.
It's an impossible game for everyone but Nigma Galaxy, I'm not going to lie to you.
You think? You reckon?
Yeah.
I think with good circles, Goat might have a chance.
And what circle are you looking for?
Southwest, southwest, southwest.
9.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
We do have to end the game at some point, Joe.
No,
Okay.
let's keep it going forever.
Yeah, I mean, if we could get a stage 11, it'd be great, but I just don't see anyone else winning this. As we all know, when you play in these areas, as soon as you come out to this open ground here, it is a death sentence. If they had vehicles, maybe they could hit a flying V over towards the loot crate. They have